Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Starting week 11 off for Season 1 2022 with an ARCA race here at Nashville Superspeedway. Managed to find myself into top split for
His exit's clear. All right, Jake.
this time slot and likely going to get killed. Got 24 cars.
30.48.
I am car number 15. If I can finish ahead of that, I'll be happy. Did not get very much practice in at all, was just trying to remember what I could from running truck series, and I'm guessing I'm going to be pretty slow overall, so saw some practice times. Honestly, easily could get faster than what my all-time best was, simply because I did not get very many clean laps in, but certainly going to struggle to find pace at all in this race, along with tire saving. I think tire saving is going to be important. Even though it's only a mile and a third, it's certainly going to play itself like a mile and a half from that standpoint. So just going to do the best that I can to try and find some savings. Probably going to be starting mid-pack, if not further back. So certainly just going to try to find what I can and see what I can do out there. You can see I'm, 2/10 off of what the leader just ran. Don't think the second lap's going to be any faster, so yeah, not when I overshoot one like that. Getting loose off the corner, it's going to kill all the momentum down the backstretch. Yeah, should be a lot of fun. I actually really enjoy this track and was really looking forward to it, even on limited practice. It should be a lot of fun. Hopefully, should be a good way to start out the race for the week. Managed to put a better time in. I don't think that's going to really move me up very much. Up to 8th right now, so just going to stay out here, try to work what I think is going to be a little bit of our line. I'm not sure if the big arc is going to work here just because of how tight the corners is. They're a tighter radius than a Kansas or a Chicago would be, so I think it's going to be still having to get down pretty quickly. Obviously didn't even use the apron in qualifying. That would have made a bit of a difference and helped me a little bit, but biggest thing for me again is just going to be to go into tire saving mode in the race, not try to race guys, try to make sure that I am there at the end, and that should hopefully maybe give me a shot to finish top half. That's all I'm going to be looking for is a top 10, top 12, something like that. That'll be a solid finish to start the race, or start the week off, and hopefully be able to have a way that I can, just reset from the tour mod race. Try to build safety rating back up. I believe it's 35 laps. Could be wrong. I think it's 35 laps. So keep it clean. Should be a chance to build some safety rating back up. And with this being, probably a weaker overall strength of field for a top split in ARCA, but obviously for me in relation, it's definitely going to be a stronger one. If I can do that, certainly have the chance to at least get over 2800, I would expect.
That's the end of the session.
And see how it's going to go. So I think I'm going to take the steering offset down a little bit more to my personal preference. I'm running 14-1 instead of 16-1, and brake bias all the way back at 60 to start, and then gonna be it. So about a 10th off. Not terrible for me as a whole. Pole setter was Nick. Wow, nice. Second luck to him. Happened to see him in here. Great lap by him. Great job to get a pole. So I don't recognize anybody else in here. I'm sure there's some names I think I recognize the one. I think I've run a couple ARCA races with him. So just going to do the best I can. I'll get gridded up. Hopefully try to put together something decent. I got a pull-up session, best lap to start the race out. And yeah, I mean, didn't really get to run outside at all. But run truck officials here, and I've run this in league races as well, so somewhat familiar with the track and braking points. Obviously these don't drive the same as the trucks, but it's not like this is the first time I've been to the track, so that should help me a little bit at least. I get around the top side. Whether or not I'm going to be able to use the top side to its advantage, certainly going to be there. I think the top side will have the advantage of getting runs off the corners for sure. However, I think the top side's going to just absolutely destroy tires, and it's not going to be where you want to be to start the race at all, I don't think you're going to want to spend your time up there either. So it's going to be keeping it clean, trying to find a hole off the start whenever I can. If that's, you know, on the first lap, great. If it's on lap 5, whenever I can get my way down is what I'm going to be looking to do as cleanly as I can, as efficiently as possible. And then probably, unless everybody's really blasting by on pace, probably go into tire saving mode and start working through, trying to be as easy on the right front as I can, avoid sliding it off the corners as well. And then
need to follow Anderson in the outside
hopefully,
column.
you know, the last 10-15 laps I can start picking my way up. It is a 40 lap race instead of 35, so it should help. Maybe separate. I think the last time I saw this ran it was a 35 lap race, so hopefully 40 laps will help separate some guys in terms of who has tires and who doesn't have tires. I think the other side too is with it being night, the track temp's a lot cooler, so should keep the cars from sliding around quite as bit. I could be wrong, but I thought the last time that I saw them run here, it was during like afternoon or something like that, so the track was a little bit hotter and slicker. So I don't think the setup actually seems all that loose this week. I think it's actually a bit snug to start, and it's just the classic, you know, overdriving ARCA. So that's what I'm gonna have to watch out for myself of getting on the throttle too hard or having too much wheel deflection in, but certainly gonna try to do the best I can to keep wheel deflection out of it. We are off-rolling early. Again, just going to be looking for that hole to the inside whenever I can get it, but not going to be forcing my way down. I think I'm going to try to take it right behind the 19 now if I can. Actually, sorry, don't, because I got the 3 on the inside. That was my fault. We're going to be going 3 wide. Just going to let the 3 go to the inside. Got the 2 to the outside. Good thing I checked the relative, otherwise I would have been an idiot cutting down. That was my fault there. So 19's going to be cutting in front, just going to let him go. Would guess people are going to expect me to wreck relatively soon. I would kind of expect the same thing on the 19. You see him get into the wall there on the front stretch. Just got to watch for that. I'm certainly not driving very hard. Guys are really trying to push hard. You got the 2 to the outside. He's probably just going to be that fast. But the 23 behind's really trying to push. So certainly going to let some of these guys go if they want to push that hard. Let them heat up tires. No reason to contend right now. I want to be there at the end of the race, not here at the start. So just going to try to get them by as quickly as I can, follow in line, and try to save tires. Obviously, not a very good start after being in 8th, dropping 3 spots already, but I think I've hoping that the tire saving strategy will be the right way, and you know, blasting off is not going to work out for some of these guys. But we'll just have to see. A lot of laps, very early on. So plenty of time for things to develop. Stay to the low side as the 5's working by on the outside. He's one that I would expect to be quick. I think he might have tapped the wall coming out of turn 4.
Guy behind has just done a 30. Right side. Fastest lap for Rose, 30.
It's really trying to ease the car into the corners. You can see there, got a little too much wheel, a little too much throttle. Kind of gets a little loose off the turn 2, able to save it before it did anything too bad. Just really easy on the brakes. Really just kind of easing it in the corner, rolling it, picking up the throttle part way, and then easing on it on the way out. Outside line's gonna get a good run down the front stretch. I'm just obviously not very quick, so you know, want to try to keep in touch with the 23, but again, I gotta stick to this tire saving strategy, or at least what I think is gonna work. And if it doesn't work, then there's not much else I can do that way. And I was just that slow and guessed wrong. We are going way to the back way quick, so hopefully all these guys are pushing it too hard and I'll be able to make it back, but just yeah, gonna ride it out. I don't know, we'll have to see. I feel like treating this like a mile and a half and trying to save is the better call, but could be wrong that way, so. If I might have gotten the wall going into turn 3. Oh, I should let him shoot way up the track and see if he did get into the wall or not. I gotta watch to make sure I don't get the wall out of turn 4 like that. That was the big thing that I had to make sure not to do. It's easy to do for me. Just trying to stay off of the 13 and unfortunately did something stupid like that. 13 just shoots up the track and gets into me. Not much I could really do there. He was just losing it underneath. I mean, I was kind of pinching him down, but I don't know, he just lost control, so quickly fall back to 16th. I believe 15th or 16th.
On your right.
10 just shooting by. Everybody's just blasted by me, so I'm probably going to look like a complete idiot doing the wrong thing. 13 gets into the wall in the front stretch. 10's going to try to cut low.
15.
Yeah, 15th. I'm really going to look like an idiot if I'm not driving hard enough. 10's driving it in big time. If I can recover from this and finish top 10, I'll be happy with that. Look to get a run coming through the middle of 3 and 4. 13's getting really loose off of 4 down the front stretch. It's driving it hard. Not quite there, so I'm fine with keeping my line. Still trying to do my driving and not, you know, push it too hard to stay in front of anybody. Certainly a fun race, though. Like I said, a lot of fun on this car, on this track.
You've just done a 31.
I think depending on how this goes, I may actually enjoy this more than I did the truck series. But I feel like a lot of series have been fun here in these NASCAR style races. Big gap behind the 10 if the 10 does happen to get by. Not too worried overall. Big gap back to the 12, so 10 drives it in hard, stayed up high. Let him by, he washed up a little bit, kind of kills my run down the front stretch, but no big deal overall. See if I can just get him by here in turn 1.
Car inside, keep high. Inside clear.
Got a big gap back to the 12, so I guess this is probably where the slowest people belong, which is probably going to be me. 10 got a little loose there off of turn 2, you can see him sliding it, so it's not going to help the rear tires out.
V16.
But just going to take it easy, follow in line behind him. Like I said, hopefully, since we're only 11 laps in, hopefully the tire saving will come into play the last half or last quarter of the race, and if I'm close enough, I can start picking up some spots. Seems like everybody right now is choosing to stay above the apron on the front stretch. Don't see any advantage to going down there. Biggest thing for me is just trying to keep the car from sliding out the corners, making sure that I don't tag the wall out of turn 4. Barely brushed the wall there in turn 1. Gotta make sure I stay a little bit closer, slow down a little bit more. Don't want to use quite as much steering deflection as I did there. That's going to wear out the right front too quickly. 18's able to get by. 12 looked like he had an issue. He falls back. No real pressure from behind though, nice gap. A little loose there off of 4, trying to keep it off of the wall. Everybody up front's pulling away.
You've just done a 31.19.
Really gonna have to hope this car comes to me and that I'm able to start picking up from them, otherwise we're gonna look really bad. Really bad. But you can see some side-by-side racing up there, it looks like for 2nd through 6th or 7th or so. So hopefully those guys will be using up tires a little bit. I don't think I'm going to get to the top 5, but like I said, if any of these guys up here in, you know, the next 5 or 6 spots start getting side-by-side or start pushing harder, it's spots I potentially can try to pick up. So it's all about looking towards the end of the race and what I could gain, not what I could have in the first half or so. Start thinking about moving the brake bias back a little bit as well. Use 1% of that to start, and then 3% that I get. Just gonna make sure I don't overshoot these corners when I get my way to the bottom. Try to save on that right front, not use too much deflection. Probably gonna start switching over to session last lap relatively soon as well, just to try to find some consistency out of it. Not time to push and try to improve the lap times. It's just time to maintain what I can, you know, be as easy as I can. Gap stay pretty consistent. 18's gotten by the 21, 22, so the gap's been consistently right around a second to a second and a quarter out back, so not super worried about that yet.
Keep it up.
Just trying to drive the best that I can, not lose too much time. Gap's opened up to the 10. It was 3/4 second a few laps ago, and now it's almost second and a half. But like I said, I'm hoping, you know, the last half these guys are gonna start beating up tires a little more and falling back. 18's picking up maybe less than a tenth that lap, but trying to. Race is going pretty quick. We're going to be approaching halfway relatively soon. Nothing else. I've been able to keep it clean outside of that one tap of the wall. Just zero pace for it. No pace whatsoever. So this will be a good race for you guys to learn what not to do at Nashville if you want to be fast in ARCA this week, not what to do.
That last lap was at 31.31.
Just doing the best I can to try to be as efficient on the car as I can and try to click off as many quick laps. We've got a big group of cars up here, looks like from 8th on back to 15th, so any contact happens, anybody causes a wreck, could easily be problems just like that. I see, you know, one person losing it off of turn 4, side by side in the front stretch, some contact there. Could easily pick up some spots that way, or you know, these guys are gonna get running side by side and beat up tires. That's certainly spots there. 23 falls back, having some issues getting off turn 2, gets into the wall down the back stretch. See if I can work by him.
Next car is Moody. The gap behind is now 1.
Not sure if he's going to have any damage or not out of that. Certainly a potential spot at least. Got some guys looking a bit aggressive running down the apron on the front stretch into turn 1 there. Almost some side-by-side racing up ahead. That contact in 23 has opened up a little bit, but I'm going to try to work by him on the inside here going into turn 3, see if we can pick up the spot. I have to watch for him coming down off the wall.
Still there. Still there.
Should be able to get by him, at least by the next time by.
He's still there. Clear.
I feel like I've got a little pace. I think he sustained some damage. I overshoot the corner a bit, so he's going to try to work back underneath me, but should be able to pull off a turn 2, get away from him. So, up to 15th. At least running where I'm supposed to, so at the end of the day, can't get too upset about that if that's where I end up finishing. Obviously, I'm always wanting to finish better than that, be more competitive. Would have loved to have the pace to be to the front. It's just not happening in this race right now. But long way to go. Gap's opened up a little bit to 10, but it's kind of stabilizing. 18's closing up big time. I think he's able to push a little bit harder. Might be doing the same tire saving strategy, and then has a little bit more pace than I do. So just have to see how it works out in the last 17 laps or so. Not sure if the 10's playing behind the 13, or if that's all he's got. If he's you know, being patient, or if he's starting to try to push and make some moves. 21's look like he's tagged onto the back of the 18. They're both trying to move up. Maybe I'll get lucky, and when they get to the 23 will put up a fight and hold them up a little bit, and I can pull away a little bit more. Gap's opened up a little bit from them from where it was. I think that might have been me trying to get around the 23 that slowed me down a little bit, but it's not like it's opening up by a massive amount either.
Moody behind is now 0.89.
Trying to close up on the 10 and 13 just ever so slightly. Really gonna have to start picking up a lot more if I want a shot at picking up any spots. But like I said, the hope is to really start seeing a difference. The last, about this point, 15 laps to go or so.
Okay, Jake, you're
see the
times now.
10's definitely scraping the wall, trying to drive as hard as he can, looks like.
P15.
He's going to get wide out of turn 2. Not sure if he had the lift there or not. I think reasonably if tires fall off and it did work out the plan, I think maybe a 12th place finish should be about all I'm looking at, barring, you know, any trouble up ahead. But certainly going to do the best I can. Could always be contact though. You got some guys running side by side up there in the turn 1. I think it was the 19. 19 and someone else, so never know. Got to keep my eyes peeled. Race has been really clean so far, but anything could easily happen. 18 and 21 both work by the 23. I've been able to open up the gap a little bit from them, so 19's got the problem like I thought. Looks like the 10 was also involved, or the 14 was involved in that, so those were the two that were running side by side. Trying to work to the inside of the 14. Probably should have gone to the outside of him going into turn 1. Outside probably would have given me more momentum to get by him off of turn 2, but just went to the line that I was comfortable with, thought it was enough there.
Keep it together, hold your line. Clear high.
14's looking like he's got some more pace, so he just takes back off on the outside, so we're going to let him go. I get a little loose there off of turn 4, got to watch that. That did also allow me to close up to the 10, 13, and the 17. So, I guess top 10's a possibility. Very, very outside possibility, but would potentially happen. Again, depends on what the tire situation. 14 seems like he's blown away quite a bit, so not sure if I'll be able to get to him, but again, I still think that the 10, the 13, and the 17 are possible targets. Again, if I'm able to have the tires and drive smart. Maybe starting lap 30 this time, so the brake lights back a little bit more. 11 to go this time, so coming to the closing stages of the race. Time to start trying to drive as hard as I can without destroying the tires too early. This is the time where saving the rubber's got to get put down. I think I'm still entering a bit too shallow there compared to everybody else. It's probably killing my run in. It's like the 3 had an issue, drops to pit road, so that was another spot I did not expect. So I don't know, we'll see. Maybe top 10 can happen. Certainly not going to be getting back to 8th without any more problems, but you never know. Just trying to dig hard. 14's running to the inside of the 10. It's going to allow me to close up on the 10. I think if I can keep pace with the 14 and just follow him through these next 3, that could easily get the spots there. 14 drove in a bit hard there into turn 3. Going to see him wash up, look for him to hit the wall. Looks like he does a good job keeping it off. 10's probably going to get fairly aggressive and blocking. Just going to have to try to find my way around him as quickly as I can. Got the 3 coming out of pit road, but we should be able to get by him with no problem. 10 slows up a little bit more in the corner than I expected to. I'm going to have to try to look high, see if I can get him to bite to block me up high and then cut down low on him. So I think he's going to be smart and try to protect the bottom line. See if I can try to work underneath him here on the front stretch.
Right side. He's still there. Still there.
Just gotta try to do my best to stay off of him going into the corner, watch for him to try to cross over. Think I should be able to get a good enough run. I think he might have beat his tires up a little bit. Allow the 14, 17, and the 13 to pull away a little bit, but still a possibility, I would say. Come across the line with 7 to go this time by, so a few laps left. 13's getting a little loose there off of turn 4, trying to stay in front of the 14, trying to stay close to the 17. Got some side-by-side racing up ahead. I believe that's 4th position.
That lap was a 31.72.
14 dives low on the 13. Watch to see if there's any contact there coming out of turn 2. They run side-by-side. 17's holding the high line, but has the chance to run low through the corners. Looking like that's what he's doing. 14 dives it in a little bit again, look how it washes up. It's going to allow the 13 to try to get the run off the outside of turn 4 down the front stretch. Even if we don't get into this battle, we're getting to watch a good battle, so it's something for you guys. Certainly going to try to work my way into that and see if I can make a recovery effort out of that. 14's able to clear the 13. 13's going to be my next target now. No pressure behind from the 10. Gonna have 5 to go this time by, so really gonna have to be as efficient with these passes as I can. Try to do the best I can to keep it off the wall. Just as I say that, I suck into it, just like the 13. Thankfully, no instant point, but that killed my momentum. Could have easily taken advantage of this mistake down the front stretch, try to get to the inside into turn 1. Don't want to overdrive the corner. 14 was able to clear the 17. Certainly gonna do my best to get to the inside of the 13 here going into turn 3. He's gonna dive down as I wasn't quite there. Gotta do my best to stay off the wall this time. 4 to go this time by.
That's good consistency. Keep it up.
13 shoots way up the track in the middle of 1 and 2. I'm gonna try to get to his inside. Hopefully the 17 doesn't stall my run down the backstretch and I can try to clear him. 17 and 14 are still running side by side. 14 is able to clear the 17 going into turn 3. Shouldn't have any problem with getting away from the 13 now. Now the next target is the 17. Let's see if I can get by him. Trying to work him up the track a little bit, see if I can take that bottom side away through 1 and 2. Able to clear him, no problem, so this is going to put us into 10th. Thought the 1 would be a lot faster. 1 has issues, he's running in 7th right here. We're going to have 2 to go this time by. I think 10th place is about where we're going to get unless we have issues with the 8 and the 1 up ahead. 13 and 17 are going to run side by side again behind us.
You've just done a 31.76.
14 definitely had the pace. I think the only reason why we got by him there was his issue with 19, but certainly didn't seem to hurt the car too bad. He was able to pull away. So looking like I said, a 10th place finish. Unless something happens between the 8 and the 1, they're running nose to tail. 14's going to try to get himself to them. I don't think he's going to have enough time to get there and get by them. Getting the white flag this time by. Certainly was at least able to recover from that tire saving.
White flag, 1 more lap.
I don't know if I would have ever had the pace to do a top 5, so I feel like for what I was going to be able to do, this strategy definitely worked out the best it could have. And, you know, I said at the start a top 10 or a top 12 was going to be something I was going to be happy to take out of this, so certainly seemed to work out well. 14's looking to the inside of the 8. Not sure if he's going to be able to get there off of turn 4. 8 makes contact with the wall. 14's going to dive low. Is he going to get him? I don't think so. I think he was just short. Just short.
10th position. That's it. We're done.
We'll have to see where everybody else finished, but yeah, certainly big turnaround that last 12 laps or so. I was really happy with that. 14 was just far quicker for me, but felt like I, you know, was better on tires than some of those guys. Felt like I had the pace and tried to be as patient as I could, make as clean a passes around them as I could. So 6 was able to get the win. Looks like 2 with a good move up from 10th. 5 with a great move up. He was quick. I saw that. 14 with a good move up. So I fell back a few spots, but again, overall pretty happy with that. Take a look at tires, see how bad I torched them. 83, 87, actually really good. I probably could have pushed harder. I'd be willing to bet those guys were pushing a little harder and coming out with, you know, something like 75, 83 or something like that. So that probably would have benefited me a bit more had I pushed a bit harder throughout the whole race. But you know, for very limited practice laps, for my first time here in an ARCA car, I'm pretty happy with the strategy I developed and sticking to that. I mean, obviously didn't really develop. It's been known that tire saving generally benefits these, so pretty happy with doing that and sticking to it. So that's probably one of my better efforts of tire saving. So certainly you can see the pace advantage it gave us on the back end was it's definitely the right way to go, at least to some of those cars. So let's take a look at the results. I don't think there's really anything too much incident-wise to check out. I mean, we can start with the back and see what happened. So we got the issue with the 1 and the 6. One's going to tack the wall, just brush it out of turn 4. It's going to be similar to what I did, but not quite as hard. There's going to be the 5. He's running my outside. Yeah, he got the wall. I didn't do anything to him. I was nowhere near forcing him up, so 19's gonna get the wall out of turn 4. I think you're gonna see a lot of people doing that. It's gonna look similar to what I did. 13 got it right in front of the 14. 4, is he gonna get it? Yep. He gets it on the outside of the 9. 10's gonna get it. Yep. And it seems like the right rear is the common side to get it. 8's gonna lose it off of turn 2, saves it, but catches the outside wall slightly. 23 drags the outside wall on 4. 23's gonna get the wall going into turn 1. Looks like more like a netcode there. 20. This is gonna be up. He blinks. Okay. It's like that was gonna be an odd place to do. Is he gonna blink again? No, but he's gonna get the wall in the front stretch. 9 is gonna get the wall with right rear out of 4. 23's gonna do it as well. Yeah, he gets a bit harder. Let's see what's going on here. 3 and the 7. I think the 7 expected the 3 to come down a little bit more, and the 3 didn't turn down. I think that's a bit of a racing deal there. 7's gonna get the wall out of turn 4. Yep, a little bit with the right side. 4's gonna do it too. Yep, with the right side. 20's gonna get the wall out of turn 2. 7 going into turn 3. Okay, that one looks like a bit of netcode there. Let's see. 6 was working to his inside. He was taking his line, then kind of realized it and tried to hold up. Yeah, I think that's all netcode. That's all netcode in that sense. The 7 sliding through 3 and 4. Great save. Great save off of 4. I'm sure those tires were not going to feel good after that point. 23 is going to get the wall out of turn 4. It's already running way high. Oh, not sure what's there. 11. Gotta get the wall out of 4 like most of us. 20 gets the wall going into turn 1. 8. This is coming to the finish, I believe. Yeah. And this is when the 14 was trying to dive low. So, not quite there. Should be the end. Yeah, that was the end. Okay, so not too bad overall. Let's go take a look at the results. In theory, should be positive for me, definitely from the safety rating side. And I would assume should be seeing a little bit of an I rating gain. Don't think it's going to be very much overall. So top split of 6, 31.99 strength of field. Again, as far as ARCA top splits goes, by far not the strongest. Obviously, you can get into the 4,000s. I feel like I've seen, upper 4,000s or close to 5,000 before. But for me, fairly strong overall. Let's see, it was just under 6.5 seconds back, so not too bad that way. A little bit under 2/10 off the pace. Able to bang out 36 for the I rating, so up to 27.65, and able to get 0.18 out of the safety rating. So basically, I think that's all that I lost from that tour mod race. Didn't show the results because the race wasn't finished by the time I was done, but was able to gain a little bit there in terms of the I rating, get it back in the right direction. So you can see, compared to the guys that finished towards the front, I was about a 1/10.5 off, so easily probably could have pushed the tires a bit more on the front end to try to not fall back as far, and then still probably ended up in a decent spot. But you can see, compared to the 10 who pushed really hard and set the fast lap, he obviously was falling back due to wearing out tires. So tire saving still seems to be a little bit of a benefit, although obviously you can push a little bit harder. I'm sure a lot of these guys also know how to arc these corners better than I do to have the same tire wear but be able to pick up that pace. So certainly something that I have to work on, and something that could provide benefit there and better finishes. But for me, where I'm at in my ARCA driving, in the split, I'm pretty happy with that. Nice to finally get a decent finish and a stronger strength of field for me. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Feel free to leave any comments if you've run this already. let me know what you guys were doing. This was a lot of fun. This was a track I really enjoyed. We got some great racing there at the end, able to get by people pretty cleanly, able to stick to the strategy and make it work. So really happy with it overall. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and stay tuned for more races. And until the next one, hopefully all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.